What's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? Braun, he's come to a decision, y'all. He's come to a decision. Breaking news from Shams this morning. LeBron James is signing with the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year, $8 million deal with a player option. Clutch Sports Group and Clutch CEO and Game Over Show host Rich Paul tells ESPN, yes, guys, LeBron is a Sixer. It's honestly, it's weird. Like, even seeing him in this jersey, we haven't seen him in it officially, obviously, but just seeing this Photoshop is like he's only played for 3 teams, and I just it's gonna take some getting used to seeing him in a Sixers jersey. But this decision, it doesn't come as a complete surprise, at least to me. Not that I'm trying to be different, but I mean, Philly was one of the destinations that have been linked to him in the past few weeks. It felt like it was between 4 teams: the Warriors, the Cavs, the Heat, and the Sixers. So it's not like he went to Orlando or Phoenix, like or the Clips. I mean, that was never gonna happen. But imagine, no. But yeah, this doesn't come to me as a complete surprise, but it is a little surprising. It is a little shocking because I thought he was between 2 teams, which were the Cavs and the Heat, because I was thinking for it to be his last season, assuming it'd be his last season, the storylines just matched up better with those 2 teams than Philly in my eyes. But Braun, he's prioritizing winning a fourth championship. Wait, no, a fifth? He has 4. Yeah. Uh, winning a fifth championship over anything. So yeah, and I do think Philly gives him the best opportunity to do that. I think if we're strictly talking about winning a championship, Philly is the best place to do it out of those 4 possible destinations. This roster is loaded, y'all. It's loaded. They are going to be a force to be reckoned with. Obviously, a lot of their success will depend on Embiid's health, as it always does with the Sixers. But they were already a championship contender to me before they got Braun. This makes them even better. I think he's going to elevate the players around him, and just with his IQ alone on the court, like Braun is a plus on the court every time he's on the court. Just off his IQ alone. So yeah, he's going to elevate Maxi. He's going to elevate Embiid, JB, VJ. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying Braun is going to stunt VJ's development. I disagree. I don't think so. I think if anything, mentoring VJ and being with him so much throughout the season in practice and off the court, and I think it'll do a lot for VJ. If anything, I think the other way around. I don't think he's going to stunt VJ's development. But yeah, Braun is going to raise the floor with this team and the ceiling. Here is a depth chart. This was actually in Kenny Beecham's video that he recorded and uploaded for his reaction to this trade. So I got this from his video. So shout out Kenny, on the Kenny For Real channel. But yeah, this is the Sixers roster outlook. Obviously, you have Maxi at the point, VJ at the 2, JB at the 3, Braun at the 4, Embiid at the 5, and their bench. I low key forgot how I don't want to say deep their benches. I wouldn't say it's like overly deep, but but they definitely don't have a weak bench, like I've seen some people saying. I don't think they have a weak bench at all. I think Simons was a great pickup. Dean Wade was a great pickup. Huck Porty, I feel like, is a serviceable backup center. Dominic Barlow had given them good minutes at times last season. I wasn't tapped into the Sixers enough to give a full assessment on Dominic Barlow last season, but what I remember is last season when the Sixers played against us in LA, Dominic Barlow had a career night performance. Like, he had the best game of his career. He was frying us. So that's what I remember about Dominic Barlow. Yeah, Phylon, I loved the Phylon pick. I thought he was a steal at whatever pick it was. It was like 22nd or something like that. I think Phylon's going to be a good player in this league. I'm a fan of his game. Caleb Love, I don't know how much he'll be in the rotation. Probably, I mean, at least to start the season off, not. But maybe if, players that are in the rotation, in the bench rotation, get injured, Caleb Love can slot, slide into those slots and be in the rotation. But Caleb Love has shown flashes of being an NBA player and being a microwave scorer in this league. I thought that was a really underrated pickup for the Sixers, getting Caleb Love. And I mean, he's not even getting paid 700,000. So I feel like that's a bargain. Like, that's good value. Jabari Walker, I like Justin Edwards. Adem Bona, I think Huck Porty can be more serviceable for the Sixers than Bona. And then Rupert, Janai Broom. And then this ad wants to take up almost half the screen. So, yeah, this is a loaded roster, y'all. A loaded roster. As far as where they stack up for me in the Eastern Conference, I think they're arguably the best team in the Eastern Conference, at least roster wise. Roster wise, I would probably say they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, you can give that nod to the Knicks because they're the defending champs. But roster wise, on paper, and on paper isn't everything, as we know, but on paper, they have the best roster in the Eastern Conference. They would probably be neck and neck with the Knicks for like my pick to come out of the East. It's just a little too early to say or predict, but the Eastern Conference as a whole is going to be loaded. I think you have the Knicks and the Sixers at the top, and then the Heat are below that tier, but the Heat are going to be a contender. Obviously, the Pacers are going to be back. We have to see how Hallie looks after the injury, but I think him and Zoo, as a Clips fan, I do think him and Zoo will mesh so well together. Yeah, and they got Oubre. I liked that pickup for Indy, Oubre. I think he's gonna be solid for them. So yeah, the Pacers, they'll be back. I think the Wizards, I'm high on the Wizards next season. I think the Wizards are going to be a playoff team. Not like a top 3 or top 4 seed, but I think they could be I think they could be like 5 through 8 for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they were the 5th or 6th seed, having a similar season to like the Raptors or the Hawks of last season. Yeah, I'm high on the Wizards. I think they're going to be in the mix, not as a contender. I just don't think they're there yet, but they're going to be a playoff team. There's just a lot of competition in the Eastern Conference, y'all. Like a lot of competition. So yeah, the Knicks, the Sixers, the Heat, the Pacers, the Wizards, the Celtics. I'm not really I'm not too high on the Celtics, but I would think they make the playoffs. I mean, I don't I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the play-in though. The Cavs, the Pistons. Yeah. The Cavs and the Pistons, they're going to be in the mix. The Pistons were the 1 seed. They won what, like 60 plus games this past season. The Cavs were in the Eastern Conference Finals just about 2 months ago or so. Yeah, this conference is loaded. It's as loaded as we've seen it in a very long time. Oh, the Raptors too. Obviously, with the acquisition of Kawhi, assuming that goes through, I think it will. So the Raptors, you have to have them in the mix. The Hawks, you have to have them in the mix. Yeah, and there's a guys. Remember, there's only 6 guaranteed playoff spots. Only 6. So, and I just named like 9 or 10 teams. Like, there is going to be a bloodbath and an absolute battle in this conference next season. It'll be really exciting to watch. The Hornets, shout out the Hornets. Now, I don't think the Hornets are. If they are a playoff team, I think it's through the play-in. I think the Hornets, they'll be a play-in team, but if they do make the playoffs, they'll be like 7 or 8. Yeah, but the Hornets, they could be semi-competitive next season. The Magic, I'm not high on the Magic next season though. I'm kind of out on the Magic, but I guess you have to. They're worth a mention because they were a playoff team last season. They were 1 win away from taking down the Pistons in an upset, 1 versus 8 upset. But yeah, we all know what happened. But yeah, that's going to do it for me, y'all. And thank you for watching. Leave a comment, leave a like on this video. Let me know what your thoughts are on LeBron going to Philly. Going to Philly. And yeah, appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.